This is crazy. Hey everybody, welcome to Trial Junkie. I am Trial Junkie. Thank you for coming to my channel today. We are having a pajama party. Now you have to realize this is the third time I've gone live. First time I have set up a live to go. I feel like I don't really know what's going on. I set my I set this to go live and oh, there we go. Nicole. Hi, sweetheart. Oh my goodness. Okay, everybody who's watching. This is what it's like to do a live when you don't know what you're doing. Quad, hello, 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 everybody. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. I have birds singing in the background. I thought about putting the fireplace sound on for Shibby, but it's too nice out. It's spring. Okay, so let's hope my camera doesn't fall down because I'm sitting on my bed since it's a pajama party. Geez, you guys. So I tried to do this going landscape and it wouldn't let me. And then there he is. Hey Shib. Thanks for coming by. Shibby, I was going to play my fireplace for you, but because it's spring and it's almost Easter, I have bird sounds going. Can you hear them? I can turn it up. They won't bother you because it's not right in your ear. Oh gosh, you guys. What a week, right? I mean, all this Nancy Guthrie stuff was so exciting. I watched Journey with Jim. I think that's his channel name. He was heading home and then he decided to go live again. And oh, should be I gotta tell you this. So I was talking to my hubby today and I was telling him how you love emoji. Well, first of all, back up. He's playing a computer game. What's the game with the ships? Battleship on the computer. My son is in it at his place playing against him. And he's like, look at me, look at my boat. And it's all covered with little yellow duckies. And I said, oh God, Shibby would love that. He loves emojis. And he's like, I think all men like emojis. I'm like, really? Guys, I'm sorry. Playing around with this stand. This is raw live here. Yeah. So, dang. Okay, hold on. So I tried to go live using landscape. It wouldn't let me. It said I had to move my phone. So I did. So yeah, Jim went and investigated another area today, And I mean, he was in Nogales, you guys. Um, handing out flyers, but then he stopped and he's on his way home. Okay, go get her aspirin. Oh, honey. These pets. Hi, Critter. Hi, guys. What's on your mind? Yes. Yeah, you like his ship, Liz, Shibby? It's nice to be able to say Shibby. I talk to you all the time, but your name never comes out Shibby on texting. Most of the time it comes out should be. So we're gonna just sit and we're gonna have fun and talk. I don't really have a plan for what we're doing. We're just gonna visit. I'm gonna look at your beautiful comments. And I do have one little story that I can share. You guys want to share a little, I mean, share a story? Shouldn't be. Shit came out shit today one time. I'm like, ah, phone. It should remember. Shippy from Ted. Wow. I'm a little concerned. I found that, Shibby. I found Ted's calling in on JLR. And I'm a little concerned. I'm not going to talk about it. I'll let Ted talk about it, but I don't know, guys. So, yeah, we've all been having fun watching all the streamers from Nancy Guthrie today this week. It's been really a lot of fun. Um, Found some new people. I love Journey with Jim. He is so sweet. And he's like you should be and like me, where I mean, going on YouTube is really healing for us and really helping us. I mean, I'm not saying Jim has any issues of any kind, but he loves it. And he's like, oh, I love you guys. And you guys are so amazing. And I wouldn't do this without you. And it's so much fun to jump on and talk to your friends and just communicate with people. Okay. So I don't have a format, but a lot of times I have said in chat, oh, do you meditate or take some deep breaths? So I thought, okay, I will as part of my pajama party because it's my party. Hey, Hoosier, I'm so glad to see you guys. Hoosier's here. Yay. It's the old gang in a much happier environment, I think. Delphi. Woo, I will. Hey, Beth Scarberry. Welcome. Hi, Beth. Beth, we always give people a little shortening of their names. So if it's okay, we'll probably call you Beth. My friends in here are very kind. Let me do one thing. Okay. Shibby, you're now a moderator. You deserve that. So I have some really, really nice mods, and this is a true crime community of fellow true crimers. And my goal is to shed light and love in this community. And we deal with so many heavy issues so many times, and um, we just really and a few months ago, one of the reasons I changed my handle when I did, which was maybe 6 months ago, I thought what this place needs is so much dark. We need some light and love. So my handle was Love and Light, and I just changed it back to Trial Junkie because it's just better for my channel if my handle is my real name. So anyway, yes, we are here to visit. If you have any true crime subjects, please throw them out there. What do you want to talk about? We have all been following some Nancy Guthrie streamers this week, and it's been a lot of fun to see them handing out flyers and watching Nancy's house and seeing that beautiful display, sorry, outside of Nancy's, and then seeing Journey with Jim ride around on his motorcycle, and JLR and Ted Investigates and Dad's Gone Wild and Nico and whoever else is out there right now. And yeah, we need the light and love in this community. Okay, so my channel is a place for that. I mean, we have to talk about some really dark subjects. I feel like I kind of have been baptized in the Delphi space over the last year and a half, and it's refreshing to be out of that, really. Um, we're all still following Richard Allen's appeal. Most of us here believe that Richard was railroaded, and we all know a lot about that case in the community. And so if you have questions or want to talk about that, another thing is we on Shibby's channel, Shibby, sweet dude Shibby, and you have to remember it's kind of long, but sweet underscore dude underscore Shibby. Um, he periodically does a trial, and we did the Del Warner trial out of Michigan, and that was fascinating. You just never know where what you're going to learn in these trials and the stories that are there. Aw. Critter, are you talking about Michigan? Oh, yeah, you probably are, because remember, you followed that very closely. Or are you in Delphi? or Indiana. Hey V, welcome. Would you like to be a moderator? I'm gonna add you. Okay, there you go. Hoosier, I'd make you a moderator, but if you want, but you don't have to. I mean, there's really no pressure. Some people um are excellent at going in and modding, and there you go. Nice to see you. I'm wearing my pajamas. I have a top and bottom, and I'm kind of, let's see. I'm this is on my bed, okay? And trying to, can you guys hear the birds? Yeah, so let's do this. Before we get started, I'm going to share with you, if you don't know, how to take deep breaths to calm yourself. We're just going to take 3 deep breaths, and if you want to, I'm not going to meditate. All I what I when I do meditate, I take 3 deep breaths, and then I just sit, you guys, quiet, and I don't move for like 10 to 15 minutes. And when thoughts come in and out of my mind, I just let them go. They just go, because your mind will start to wander, kind of like when you get a massage and you're on the massage table, if you've ever had one, and you're all of a sudden all these thoughts go through your mind. Sorry, but let's do this. And thank you for bearing with me, because I am just playing around here. So I'm going to breathe deep. I'm going to just breathe in through my nose, and I'm going to hold it for like 3 seconds, and then I'm going to breathe it out. Okay. So here's breath number 1. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, and slowly. There you go. It's kind of calms you down. I had to learn all this, you guys, because I suffered from PTSD for my whole life, pretty much. And I didn't know. And then when I went on my healing journey, which probably started about 5 years ago, and meditating became a huge part of that right here at home. And so I am kind of nervous. Um, so guys, okay, let me tell you a true crime story that happened this week. And this is a story full of light, okay? So we all know, and I mean, I'm seeing all the time. Well, it's okay to cry, V. Gosh, I spent probably 2 years crying. Crying is really good for you, very healthy. Not crying is not good. And you guys are younger than me. I am 63 years old. And um, I didn't, I stuffed my tears for most of my life. So crying is very healthy. Okay, so here's a cool story that came out this week. We keep hearing, I don't know about you guys, but I keep seeing how DNA is solving cold cases every day. Okay, I'm going to try to tell this story. So in 1973, um, Ted Bundy was running around. And at this point in 73, he was attacking students in Utah. And there was a young man and his girlfriend who were attending Brigham Young University, and they wanted to go out and go for a hike up in the mountains. And Ted Bundy, what he would do is he would usually drive his victims out to the forest, do his thing, and drop their bodies there. Well, they're out hiking along a creek, and they come across a body. Okay. So, hi, Sunflower. So nice to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Everybody will take care of you in chat. Yay. Um, so this is really cool. I mean, it's sad to begin with. Okay, so when they come across this body, first thing the guy does, and he's probably 20 or 21, and he takes his girlfriend away and he takes her back. They go hike back to his car and he takes her home. Then he calls the police and he comes back out to the creek where the body is and he meets the police there. Well, guess what happened to him? He became suspect numero uno. And for all of these years, you guys, since 1973, he has been considered a suspect. He's been living with this his whole life. Let's see. Well, in 1973, I was 11. So he's older than me. He's probably 73, 75, something like that. Well, just the other day, because this was like 2 days ago, they found, they did DNA. They were able to process the DNA from that crime scene, and they did not know who the girl was. Okay. So the family of this missing girl never knew for all these years. They now know who the victim is, and they have attributed it to Ted Bundy. And this man is finally clear. Can you believe it? He's like, I don't even know what to think. There's an interview on the news about it. I just can't imagine. See? It's like, what are we supposed to do? I mean, are we supposed to come forward when we know something? As we see with Richard Allen, that wasn't the right thing. Yeah. So, oh, well, if people don't know V and Shibby, I had a little romance going on here in chat. Sorry, V. It's just a joke. But yeah, Shibby kind of likes her, I think. It's kind of got the hots for her a little bit, I think. Um, so that's a cool story. And that's some light in our community, right? Let's start looking at the good things that are happening too, because there are good things happening, and the DNA is solving cold cases every single day. It's amazing. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Um, Throw out some subjects. Well, he probably does sunflower. He kind of does for everybody. I think he knows I'm a married woman and I'm older than him, so, but we kind of have a thing anyway. He's kind of like a little brother. I see that he has talent, and otherwise I wouldn't bother telling him what I think. But guys want to talk about Dale Warner? Okay, let me tell you what I figured out, what I discovered on Dale Warner. Okay, I went back and I did a search. I made a playlist on my channel, and it goes all the way back to the day Dee went missing. Okay. And what I find really, I mean, this just confirms my newfound knowledge that people hire YouTubers to convey their message, to support them. We've seen that in Delphi. I don't really, well, I don't know about Nancy Guthrie. I mean, obviously they're, Brian Etten is kind of put on a pedestal, but he also has a lot of experience. But what I found right away was the brother, Greg Hardy, hired, what's his name? Billy. Uh who knows? Shibi, do you know his name? Um a, a guy whose name is Billy, and he says that he is military, private eye, lawyer. He's a lawyer. But Greg Hardy hired, and he says he's working not even pro bono, just free. But he gets involved with the Dee Warner case and he starts going on the interview room. Okay. I wish I can't look right now, but Billy. Yeah, Billy. Billy. Do you remember his? Okay. If you go to my playlist, I've got like interview did probably 8 programs with Billy. Billy Little. Thank you, V. Billy Little. And Billy's message from day one was Dale Warner's a wife beater and an abuser. Okay. So he wanted to make sure to get that message out. And I know he did because some of my very dear friends here um heard it. And I just worry that because at trial there was no evidence of it, you guys. Now I haven't watched the pretrial hearings. Maybe in the pretrial hearings, they were excluded from talking about abuse. It's the only thing I can figure because in the trial, the closest thing they would come to was the fact that Dale and Dee had the kind of relationship where they yelled and screamed at each other. They yelled and screamed at each other. Well, V, I just hope that he didn't mislead you. That's my worry. That's my worry because now, after trial, Greg Hardy's talking about being a domestic abuse advocate. Come on, let's not take advantage of that community. Let's not prey on the sympathies of victims. And if that's what he did, I'm just so not into it, you know. It's not cool. Mm-mm. Because at trial, none of it came out. So they couldn't say he was an abuser. None of her kids could say it. In fact, they had a lot of more things to say about Dee, slamming things, throwing, you know, short fuse. And I mean, she had a lot of pressure. I was in my own business with my husband for over 20 years. It was very hard. And we did it while we had little kids. Very, very hard. I don't doubt that the pressure on her was huge. And I don't know what she was like before she got married, but I did find out that Dale and Dee had an affair. They worked together at a farm supply company. They were just working there. They were both married and they had an affair with each other. And they both got divorced. Ooh. Um, and the craziest thing is Dee's ex-spouse and Dale's ex-spouse got married. So, okay, now the craziest thing too, you'll see in that playlist, is that I believe it I hate to say the timing and have it be wrong, but I think maybe the timing for when Greg Hardy's barn burnt down with all of his prize cows in it. I mean, what a catastrophe. Now, why, when Dale's arrested, and I think they'd found the body, why then would somebody burn down Greg Hardy's barn? That's weird. Nothing's normal. Okay. So, what's everybody doing for Easter? If you're if you don't have any plans, that's so totally cool. For the last few years, I haven't wanted to make plans. I just wanted somebody else to do the work. But my youngest son, who is 35, he lives here on our property, and he's a chef, an amateur chef. He's actually been a chef on a yacht before. So he's a very, very good cook and he loves to cook. And so we are making some things, but I'm just making deviled eggs, you guys. I just made sure we had all the food. He's making scalloped potatoes. We're going to take the 10-pound on a bone ham, cut it up into pieces, and then put it in a pan and then pour this wonderful glaze and bake it. And then scalloped potatoes and green bean casserole because it's my favorite. Rolls, I guess deviled eggs, and then some cupcakes. And we are having some. So let's see here. Greta had a barn burn too, way before before Dee ever disappeared. V is saying A lot of barns burned down around there. Greca had a barn burned down too, way before the whole Dale and D stuff. Okay, that's just not normal, you guys. I live in farm country. We don't have any barns that have burned down. We probably don't have as many as in Michigan, but I do live in a farming community, and there are barns. And actually, if you add where I live up to the Canadian border, there are lots of barns, beautiful barns. And it's just not normal. Before D disappeared. Well, you know what? I went back and I don't know if it's the preliminary hearings or the preliminary trial that they had or the real trial, but Todd. So I never paid attention because when Shibby's doing it, we're all chatting and it's hard for me to chat and want really take in what's going on at the same time. Mm. Yeah, insurance companies have no business trying to regulate firms. Well, sure, they're really just a bunch of sticks. There's no I mean, once you start adding electrical and plumbing, I suppose they would definitely get involved. Yeah. Um, were you a chef? Hoosier was a chef, and a lot of the men in his family love to cook. My husband loves to cook. My Actually, two of my boys love to cook, and my daughter cooks. One of my boys, I just bought him a bread machine because we got a bread machine for Christmas, and we've been having. Well, here's the story. I bought my son, my 35-year-old, because we're all trying to live off the land as much as we can. This is the second year for our garden. Um, he loves to go crabbing. We love to get razor clams. We get them ourselves. We're trying to live off the land as much as we can, and I just wanted to teach him a new skill. So I bought him this bread maker, and I didn't buy an expensive one. You don't have to. It was like $69, probably the cheapest one, and I think it was on sale on Amazon. But he kind of stuck his nose up in the air to it and started making homemade bread like from scratch. And he created his own starter mix of sourdough starter mix and started making his own dough and baking it in the oven. He never used but my husband was using the bread maker. So we've been eating all this fresh bread. And I was on here one night a few months ago saying, "Oh, I'm having some hot buttered bread." And everybody was like, "Oh my God." So anyway, I just sent my second son a bread maker for fun. And he's now, because they have a garden and they have chickens. And this is new for them. They're like their second year also. Doesn't have much of a garden, but they definitely know how to do chickens now. Egg chickens, chickens for eggs. And they bought 3 piglets last year and they named them, what would they be? It was like bacon, ham, and let's just say, what's the other thing that ham would be? Bacon, ham, and maybe pork chop. I think something like that. And these pigs got enormous. They bought them to slaughter. They did not buy them for pets. And they told the kids, and the girls are very young, under 6 years old. There's 3 of them. And they were so cute. These pigs would just chase the girls around this property, and they were so cute. They were like little pets. But they knew they would be eating them one day, and that's why they called them bacon, pork chop, and whatever sausage. I don't know. Anyway, then they had the slaughter guy come out to their property and actually slaughter the pigs, and now they have a freezer full of pork. So that was quite an experience. I'm not sure, I thought, well, you know, hey, she wanted them to know where the food comes from. So, but anyway, they're excited now and they're going to be making bread. Store-bought bread, sunflower. Oh, nice. I love pancakes. IHOP has gone down. That's too bad. I live in an area that the COVID has hit really hard. We're a really small historical town. I don't think we have any fraud and corruption, but who the heck knows? Because I'm not involved in local politics. There are roads with people's names, and I know the people whose name is on the road. I've met them. My kids have gone to school with them. So I live in that kind of an area. Um, they have the local market. Chipper. Oh, chipper and dumplings. Yum. Oh, I love chicken and dumplings. Yeah. Am I making you hungry, you guys? So I bought these new, I decided on making deviled eggs, and every time I make deviled eggs, you know how when you just put them on a plate and they kind of slide around? So I had to go on Amazon and buy these holders where the egg half actually sits in a little indentation for the egg. My husband had an absolute fit. I'm like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "We have 20 of these in the cupboards." I'm like, "Well, go find me one and I'll return it." But no, he couldn't find one. So I'm excited. I'm going to, put the egg, cut the egg in half, take the stuff out, put it, make my mix for the middle, and I'll be able to put them all in that little tray. And then I do have a pastry bag and I will pipe the little. My life is very simple, you guys. And I love it that way right now. I've had a lot. Mm, I've had a lot, as we all have. So just enjoy the times that are quiet. Yeah, IHOP. They serve pancakes. You can get pancakes with everything. You could order chicken fried steak and get pancakes, as your side. Oh, well, so my husband and I went on a cruise in 2023, our very first one to Alaska, and it was amazing, so relaxing. Oh, and good for him because, his health isn't great. I mean, he's got CKD, so chronic kidney disease. It runs in his family. He's or he actually is pre-diabetic right now, but he did have, I don't even know if he still does, but he's been to had having type 2 diabetes for about, I don't know, 7 years or so. And then a few years ago he had a heart attack and that was really scary. And then he had a kidney infection another year. And when he had that infection, he got Guillain-Barré virus. So I know my nurse is in here. Nicole knows what that is. Okay. So Quad's looking up. Yeah, you have to write stuff down, Quad. I know for myself, I could listen to it, but it doesn't really sink in until I get it written down. Hi, Gretchen. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Everybody's here. We're having a good time. Aw. So Quad has, um, she's looked up the dates for all the incidences for the Warner case. She wrote them down for reference. Yeah. Hey, Gretchen loves vintage. What do you do you sell vintage, Gretchen? Because I used to um collect and sell. We started going to auctions and that was crazy. We'd go every Saturday. It was so much fun. So much fun. But we started accumulating. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I know how a hoarder is made. A hoarder is someone who collects but never sells. So we started selling and we got into a little shop close to our house here and did that for a few years. And then all my grandbabies started coming and I gave it up. I was ready to give that part of my life up. Ship probably had about a 4 or 5 hour nap if he went to sleep, but he did come on and say hi. Oh, so much note. I have a bunch too. I have so many things, guys. Tell me in the chat, do you want me to do some Delphi stuff? Because I don't get a lot of view. I mean, I really think most of my subscribers are from Delphi. And I have, over the last year and a half, you know oh, no, Shibby. Okay, I really never got a straight answer from you about how in the heck you're sleeping right now. You're catnapping. Shibby, I watched what Ted had to say. Not really sure that was yeah, Delphi? You guys want me to come on and do a Delphi? I would love it. One thing I've figured out I'm good at is I listen to interviews, say Doug Carter, and I listen and then I write down the important things he says so that I can just give you that information. You've seen some of my videos, that's how they are. So you don't have to watch an hour-long video. It takes 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm just giving you the highlights. But it really, when you listen to what they say, like Doug Carter saying, okay, okay, Hoosier. And you know what? I was very complimented because Skip Jansen told me, I know Shibby. Shibby's got a bromance with Ted, but you do have to sleep, or you are all of a sudden going to be a zombie. Um, yeah, Shib, we've all noticed, just so you know. Ted? Oh, Ted, it's Ted. It's cute. Ted is cute. I um I mean, everybody's been so great, you guys. This has really been a fun week. I will do some Delphi. Okay, so Skip Jansen told me in comments somewhere once, not very long ago, in the last month, that he's seen my stuff and I'm on the right track and to keep doing it. But then I got sidetracked with Dale Warner, and then now we're looking at, and I really tried. I wasn't going to go digging into Nancy Guthrie at all because I think you know, I, I don't know. Was it a diversion? Maybe. I mean, the timing is weird. If any of you watch tarot readers, by the way, you know who I haven't seen is Diana. I think Diana, I kind of got the impression she was curious about learning tarot, and I think tarot is really looks like fun too. It is not evil. I have investigated that. Um, some people think it is, but evil is only evil if you think it's evil, just so you know. The witchcraft, and I have learned about that, is not effective on people who don't believe it. It's only effective for those who do believe it. But if you do watch, if you want to hear some cool, and she didn't do tarot and all, she does tarot, but she also does true crime. So it's 11 dot dot semicolon, colon, whatever, two dots, whatever that is. 1111 true crime. Mama D, I really like her. She's really nice. She went to Delphi and I have it on my page too in a playlist, but she went to Delphi 3 years ago, you guys, and read tarot at Flora and Delphi in on the bridge. And so she walked the whole trail, and what's really weird about it? She parked where Rick said he parked. And we didn't know what Rick said at that time. This was over 3 years. This was before trial. Rick was arrested, but nobody knew. Nobody had seen his interviews where he tells us where he parked. And she parked where he parked. He parked on the other side of Freedom Bridge, walking across the little railroad bridge, then across Freedom. I mean, that was a fairly new bridge. Freedom Bridge was new. Somebody argued with me in chat one time about that. No, it's not new. Well, they bought it back in 2001, I believe. Oh yeah, I know. There's something about 1111, and I have to look it up because it's an angel number or something. Or good luck. A lot of people talk, yeah. Do you? Well, what does it mean? Somebody tell me, Gretchen, Hoosier, tell me what it means. But here's my thought. The Freedom Bridge was fairly new. Rick would want to walk across that bridge, right? You think he's going to go park at CPS when he can walk? People who like to walk across bridges, and especially bridges over freeways, that's why they put it there. I I would say I used to have a terrible fear of heights. I don't have it as much anymore. It's really crazy. But I used to not be now I have walked over similar, but not over a freeway. But I probably would get all dizzy and everything. Double numbers of same digit are master builder numbers. Do you mean, Quad, do you mean like Masonic numbers or similar to the John Bonet case? See, I make wishes when the clock says 11:11. I just do it because that's what people do. Well, V, that is super cool. I just keep hearing it. But 11:11 true crime today, you guys would find it very interesting. She talks about witchcraft and all the signs that she sees. I think a lot of us too in from coming from Delphi, because I know for me, I learned about witchcraft because of Delphi. I have a video on my page in my community wall that is a guy who made the video, and it was after Rick was arrested. Maybe it was, yeah, it was after Rick was arrested. And he's designed tarot cards and created tarot decks. And he's obviously knowledgeable about witchcraft. That doesn't mean he's a witch. He could be, but he's knowledgeable about it. We could be knowledgeable about it without condoning it and practicing it. Because if we're not aware of it, we don't know it, we aren't going to see it. Okay. And once you see it, you're gonna see it. As she sees it, 11:11 True Crime sees it in this case. Okay, so yeah, the guy on my community wall, excellent video. It's like 10 minutes long, but he will talk to you. He says that area where the crime scene is in Delphi is a place of witchcraft practicing for over 100 years. Now, how he knows that, I don't know. But he also he knew the crime scene, knew about the runes, the sticks. He called them rods. He knew about that. He knew about everything. He knew about the puddles of blood and the markings on the tree, and he explains it all. Yeah. Should be your average, your average. What's weird is that my page says in my analytics, it says I have like, I don't know, 340 hours of watch time. But then when I look at what YouTube says is in the qualifying criteria, it says I have like 225 or something. That's irritating. I mean, it's a little behind, but not that behind, not enough. But a lot of times too, when you see views are different than hours, and YouTube, in order for you to become monetized, you have to have a certain amount of hours. So the first level is 500 subs and 3,000 hours. The second is 1,000 and 4,000. So, a lot of people say who come on, and I too. I mean, my goal is to be monetized, you guys. I'm not here. I'm here as a retirement plan. I really would hope that my husband could quit his job. Um, he enjoys working, he said still, but his health is delicate. And so, um, anyway, uh, I hope to be monetized. But a lot of creators say, it was just puttering along for 3 or 4 months, and then bam, all of a sudden one of my videos went nuts, and you know, so I expect that to happen, and don't know when that will be. Yeah, so Nicole's getting ready. Oh, we're we're having store-bought little mini cupcakes. I learned to pace myself, you guys. Uh, I try not to do more than I know I should do. I listen to my body, and so we've all been following Nancy Guthrie and all the streamers. What'd y'all think of that? Did any of you watch? I know Shibby, of course, did. Nicole, she was probably her. Um, I don't think, I don't know, but it was fun. It was fun to watch. Um, what's interesting is it's like a treasure hunt. So this journey with Jim, who gets on his dirt bike, He's got a truck and he trailers a he's a treasure hunter. That's his thing. He's a treasure hunter. So, the $1,000,000 is, I think we got all these people out hoping if they find the body, they can get $1,000,000. I'm not that they don't have it in their heart because they do, you know? I mean, if I had a clue, I'd be sure happy to get $1,000,000. What are my clues? Okay, I put out one video on Nancy Guthrie because you know what? Nancy Guthrie, just like Epstein, is being shadow banned on YouTube, probably all social media. Usually I put a short out. So Critter Mama says the occult is something Indiana has suppressed for decades. Check out 1998 church burnings. And Critter, do you think the KKK is part of that? I mean, look at the KKK. They burned crosses. I'm sure they all went to church on Sunday morning too. But I mean, they're sure alive and well. And he is a cool guy. He's a nice guy. And he's really enjoying YouTube and the people. And that's what I love. I love to talk and visit. And it's hard because you're just kind of going, what's it called? I'm ad-libbing here. So I thought, well, I have the Ted Bundy story. My hair looks kind of crappy. I mean, I washed my hair and I put my pajamas on. Let's see. Be like Diana. Oh, my hair is so long and it's wound way up in this bun. I don't think I can pull this out. Oh, it's time for it. Oh, I'm gonna break it. Okay, guys. Well, here. A little bit of bang. I don't know. Gosh. 2 months grow out. Oh, church burning was KKK and it was a cult. I'm so sorry, Critter. It is the $1,000,000, it's up to $1,000,000 is for finding something that leads to, I can't say for sure because I haven't seen it, but I'm assuming leading to the solving of the case. It's gonna have to be pretty good. Um, Miko and I it wasn't KKK. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. It wasn't KKK. A cult. You guys, a few months ago, I heard on the news they were saying, we don't, or wherever, YouTube, we don't, we don't live in the world. What am I trying to say? The world we live in isn't the world we think we live in, kind of thing. And I was like, what is that supposed to mean? What are people talking about? Well, I think I get it now because I really recommend watching that one or 11/11 True Crime today because she's talking about the dates and January 11th now that the law enforcement or FBI, whoever, has put out that if you know anything on these other dates, and I know I hate spell check. The phone, yeah, don't get me going on the phone. If I try to say God, it doesn't know how to spell God, no matter how many times I say it. It'll spell something else. It's like, what's that all about? Okay, here's something that 11/11 True Crime said today, you guys. This is very interesting, and I wrote it down. I'm going to say this right now, okay? And then I'm going to tell you why I say it. We are all enough, okay? We are all enough. She said there's one word that can break a spell if you think someone has cast a spell on you, and believe you me, I believe now there are people out there trying to do that. I believe people think they're doing it anyway. and then see if you're afraid and bad things start happening to you, you will think that it's because of that. So the one word that can break a spell is the word enough. And you say it. And I thought about it and I thought, God, I can remember my kids fighting when they were little, and I would say, enough. And I can't believe I would just say enough. And that's the word. She says you have to say it with conviction. Enough. We are enough. This community is clear and full of light. And I'm not a witch. I'm a Christian, but I do believe in the spirituality. I believe in the spiritual world. I mean, it's weird because people who do witchcraft believe they have to, and satanic people believe they have to bel go to the dark side in order to have good things happen in their life. Where Christian, not I'm not just going to say Christians, anybody who believes in God or higher power, because I believe this God is the God of whoever believes in God. It's however we practice religion is just being practiced different ways. Usually you're born into how you practice. So, but I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. But yeah, we believe that we could pray or even meditate or whatever. And I think that one thing I've learned over the last year is just to be aware of the good things, to let my eyes see the good things, because there are so many good things and beautiful things. I bind all those who impose evil upon me. V. Sometimes V is a witch, but spelled with a B. Oh, V. Even when you're being a witch spelled with a B, you're not a B. I know for myself, I think it's really cute when you and Shibby fight, because you're able to say what you want to him and he always responds in a very calm, cool, collected manner. Can you imagine being married to him, living in the same house? Now, V. I think it gives color. If you weren't there, V, it would not be as much fun, I swear. But he's kind of got his head up Ted's bum right now. Sorry to say. So we don't get him during the night. I Is anybody else like, what are you guys doing at night when you want to turn on your just want to listen to something in the middle of the night like we're normally doing? What are y'all doing? Oh, V. I would like to introduce you to Mr. and Mrs. Shibby. He'll laugh if he's probably sleeping. Shibby, are you there? So I'm on my phone, you guys, but I do want to be able to go on the computer, onto streaming. I really want to be able to bring people up and talk. Um, some of you know that I went on to a true crime channel, and I'm not even going to say what channel it is now because sadly this person's reputation's been destroyed. But I mean, with some people, but I did go on and I told a story of something that happened to me when I was a little girl. That's the reason that I ended up with PTSD. And that was the funnest experience of my life. Just sitting and talking to her. And we talked beforehand and we talked after we've done videoing, filming. And we all just, we're all here, right? We're all in the same world over here. Whatever we do in the rest of our lives, we're doing this together. So that's super cool. And, for me, I love my family and my friends, but I'm kind of a hermit. I've always been a hermit, and that's okay. People accept me. It's like, you know, to get me to go out and then, I think it started in COVID. Well, it definitely started COVID. COVID was a good thing for me. I loved COVID. I loved the lockdown. I didn't leave my house for like 2 years. And now I got so used to ordering my groceries online, that's still what I do. I'm like, "Why would I wanna get in my car and go to the grocery store?" First of all, I have ADHD too, we're all talking about that lately, and I go into a store and my eyes are just, "Ugh," I'm all over the place. I'm throwing things in my cart. I'm forgetting what I'm supposed to be getting. Even if I have a list and I check it off, I'm still going to forget something. The most important thing. It is such a frustrating experience for me that I just don't even want to do it. So I don't even been in a I've been in a grocery store like stopping in to have to get something on the way somewhere, but I could do my grocery shopping online and I don't know about you guys. Well, we have a grocery store here called Whole Foods, and it's all organic and but Amazon is delivering their groceries now. So we have the local grocery store that um yeah, Nicole, you were all prepared. The only bad thing for me is that I didn't see my mom and then she got diagnosed with cancer. I talked to her on the phone all the time. My mom and I talked on the phone. If 3 days went by, that was too long for her. Which is very sweet. Um, yeah, but we were terrified. We didn't wanna get her sick. She had cancer, and I mean, Lolly had cancer for, like, 6 months, and she decided in that situation not to seek treatment. She was 88. She lived till a little past her 89th birthday. She was like I mean, what did she say to me? "What are you crying for? Are you crying for me? Don't cry for me." Ugh, no, mom, I'm crying for me. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, she was tough. She was strong, independent, self-made, did pretty good for herself just by being I mean, she liked the nice things, but she was also frugal. So, and she got to live in her house and pass away in her own house and only had hospice there for a couple days. So, same, and then I get home. Yeah. Oh my gosh. If I go into somewhere like a TJ Maxx or something, oh my God, or Fred Meyer. We have Fred Meyer. I don't know you guys, but oh, or even Kohl's, we have a Kohl's not nearby. Oh, blankets. Oh, whatever. I mean, oh, that'd be perfect for so and so. Let me get it and hang on to it until it's their birthday. No. My husband, I'm putting things in the cart and he's putting it back. Yuck. Oh, let's think of the energy I saved not having to do that. Now I can, and that's probably why I've been able to, you know, do all my Delphi stuff. I really have a lot. You know what my most popular video has been is there's one Kelsey German video, guys, if you haven't seen it. I could just do Kelsey German and my channel would blow up. I'm telling you. I got like 65 subs, 1,400 views, which is a lot for me. It still gets views. I have several Kelsey German videos, but that one is the one they're picking as their favorite. Oh, you know what though? I did think the other day, you know what? I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna go over the Becky Patty interview that Lauren with Hidden True Crime did. And for your information, Lauren with Hidden True Crime is the channel that did my interview. And I love her for it. And I'm sorry about everything that's happened. And I do see that somehow she has gotten connected with law enforcement and the Patties in Delphi. I don't think she I don't think she had a clue. She didn't even know the case before she went. She'd never looked at it. She had done Lori Vallow only for like 4 years. All her content was Lori Vallow at that point. They just had a podcast. She went into Delphi not knowing a darn thing. And I was interviewed right before Richard Allen. So my interview was October of 2024, which seems like a long time ago now. And it had a lot of over 50,000 views and lots of really cool comments from really cool people who also needed to hear what I had to say. So I was really happy about that. Um, I don't know where I was going with that, sorry. I brought up Lauren for some reason. Oh, yeah, that she just didn't know. She went to Delphi on her own, it's very strange because at the time that Christina, and I don't, you guys, I have not done this, but I think some of you have followed it. Oh, good. Thank you, Critter. I mean, I could get, I could do a lot of Kelsey. Um, well, you know what? You know what I really love to do? That's what I really, really enjoy doing. I love hearing an interview. Like I planned last week, I thought I'm going to listen to Savannah's 2 interviews and just figure out what she said, you guys, because to be honest, a lot of times these people are telling us things and we're going around and watching YouTubers say, and they don't know it because they haven't actually listened. It takes, you got to concentrate and listen. Yeah. Yeah. B is saying it's okay to compartmentalize to like one part of a person and not another. Absolutely. Kind of like enjoy the art, but not the artist or author or whatever. Not everything black and white. Exactly. It's it's kind of a bummer because what you do in your um I don't know, I'm very sensitive to people trying to take down other creators. I don't care who they are. Lauren just I can't believe that happened to her. I mean, all I can say is she was very naive, and I think it's just a testament to the power of the Patties and law enforcement in Delphi, Indiana. There's something very strange going on there. And hey, you know what I heard the other day? Did anybody know that Aspen Connor is related to the Patties? Aspen Connor, the YouTube creator? Because he went to Delphi too, and he didn't intend to get all caught up in anything. And before you knew it, the Patties had their grip on him. And he also got involved, I think, in some drugs and got arrested. Critter says, "You're so right, TJ. A lot of stuff out there. Some of the podcasters don't deep dive like you do for facts. Thank you." Well, thank you, Critter. To me, it's really important to have facts right. You know what, you guys? I hate to say this about another content creator. Maybe I just won't say their name. Big shot, big one. Okay, I'm not going to say their name. Came out about a month ago. You may have seen it doing a Delphi covering Delphi as far as a one-time show where she replayed her old um content that she made, I think, after Rick was arrested, and then added in like she played his interviews with parts of them. The interviews. Can anybody hear that? Oh my God. It's a helicopter. I live above a train and a small airport, like a farm airport where they land on almost grass and stuff. But that was a helicopter. So when we hear helicopter, and I live, the river runs right below my house too. So there's the river, there's a train, and there's an airfield. But when we hear a helicopter, it makes us nervous because it usually means there's either an accident in the summer. It usually means somebody's in trouble in the water. So I'm gonna eat. Okay. Yes, Miss V. Yes. But I'll tell you one thing she said, and I'm like, dang, why did she say that? Let me try to remember now because I didn't write it down. Gosh. Okay, I'm not remembering it. Let's see if it comes to me. Um, she was not accurate in her this is what she said. She said a grand jury, that there was a grand jury that indicted Richard Allen. Can you even believe that? There was no grand jury, was there? Not, I've never heard of one. I don't think Indiana has grand juries. They don't want to use a grand jury. They wanna arrest somebody. Yeah, me too, and my hubby was like, "Oh, Annie came in and did this big thing," so I'm like, "Oh, good," and I'm like, "This is just her old show," but then she did add some new stuff. I listened to it again last night, and when I heard her say that, a grand jury indicted him. Oh, man. Is that misleading? Almost 400,000 people have seen that video, and that's what she said. I don't wanna think she's, bought and paid for, but why would she say that? But you know what? All these people, big channels, and I tell my husband this all the time, these guys have producers, they have researchers, they have writers, and she sits in front of the camera looking cute and reads a teleprompter, I'm sure. Now, and if this is my theory, okay? Please don't sue me, but I am the researcher. That's my thing, even though it's really hard and exhausting. You guys are all researchers too. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know if anybody's the other odd thing, everyone goes to CVS, yet no one said RASBG. Sunflower said that, yes. Why, has anybody heard that people were going to CVS and leaving rocks, like, as a memorial for Abby and Libby? I don't know if anyone's ever heard that. I heard that somewhere. It's been a while, but you know what, guys? This they have a culture of don't talk to cops, and they're all related, so they can't turn on anyone. Okay. They're just gonna have to find it out through money and actually probably through money laundering. That may come to light. And then when somebody's pressed about that, they may come clean about something else. I mean, it's the only thing I could think of after all these years. I mean, maybe there are people, "Oh, you're hungry, Shibs. What do you got? Where's your pineapple, Shibby?" Hi, Pert. Thank you for coming. It's so nice to see you guys. Pert's here. I'm so glad you came in. We got the best people in the world here. We've got some lurkers. Welcome, lurkers. Well, I know, V. Don't talk to cops is good advice, sadly. I mean, I guess when you call the tip line, you have to tell them who you are. So, Erica Morse is convinced that she sent in some tips and that Jerry Holman never. Okay, so Erica Morse and Christine, their job with Jason Jensen and Detective or Private Eye, and I think he's a character to look at because he's involved in Summer Wells. Why does he keep getting involved? But anyway, he uh he tasked Christine and Erica with oh my son just when he my son just yelled for his dog, and when he does that, I have a heart attack because I live on a road. I'm afraid she's gonna go out in the road and get hit by cars. Sometimes I have to even plug my ears until I know she's okay. It just is a complete panic attack when that happens. I'm all red. Let me see something here. Hold on. You know what I didn't do, you guys? I didn't beautify myself. Okay, I'm gonna turn that. Sorry. I forgot to put the beauty button on. They have a beauty button and it works really good. Um, I forgot what I was talking about before the dogs gave me a panic attack. Aldi's. We don't, oh, I don't have an Aldi's. I've heard of it because I know people in Texas and they have Aldi's. We don't have Aldi's. We don't have Bucky's. We don't have anything good here. Yeah, so the area I live in was really hit hard by COVID. I mean, so many businesses, it's just like, yeah. I mean, it's an old historical town. We have a main street, and Main Street has all the old, it's the 125, whatever, over 100-year-old town, and um along a river. Um, but then we have the newer areas, and the newer areas just don't have a whole lot. Um, I don't know what I was talking about before that. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Aldi's jarred pineapple. Is there a brand, Pert? Because I might be able to get it on Amazon. Oh, I love cottage cheese, you guys. I does anybody eat cottage cheese with toast? Toast and cottage cheese, and I like to even put. I love it with pineapple, absolutely. And then I also love it with. I'll put capers, and we all eat it here now. Aldi's is like hmm, what do you like a variety store? Is it called, you guys? Where you can buy? Can you buy clothes and shoes and housewares and groceries and garden all in the same place? I think that's an Aldi's. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I do. I love cottage cheese, and it's here all the time. That's the thing with online shopping is that basically I kind of buy the same things. So my grocery shopping's really easy. But I do still spend like an hour, more than an hour a week because sometimes I have, depending on, like we have things we want here all the time, like smoothies and cottage cheese. We're making our own bread, so we still sometimes if somebody hasn't made any bread, then we still need bread. But where's Carol? Is Carol here? Gretchen, what is that mark you're making there? I don't know how you did that. What is it? Let me think. Oh, I don't know how you made that, dear. It looks like you're typing in Japanese script. Is Carol here, you guys? Oh, there she is. Hi, Carol. Nice to see you. You know what? I don't think Paula has seen us talk, so let's make sure she knows about me. I know she's usually on with Shibby in the evening, and sometimes she would love to be here. Groceries, but they tend to have one section of other stuff like, oh, candles, clothes, kid stuff, pet stuff, gadgets, new things every week. Okay. Aldi's. Um, what about Bucky's? Does anybody have a Bucky's? You all know what a Bucky's is? My daughter-in-law's from Texas. So it's Texas, but I think it's other places too. But might not be. It might just be Texas. Can you guys hear the frogs? Tell me if anybody can hear them. Those are real. They're so loud. Where are you, Gretchen? Where do you live? Oh, I sorry. Can you give like is there like a East Coast, West Coast, Central? What do we have, you guys? Oh yeah. Oh boy. I had some jalapeno tortilla chips, V. They were too hot. Sirloin roast? Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm gonna make some pizzas, frozen pizza, which is fine. I got extra mozzarella cheese. You kind of Bucky's. Yeah, convenience. I know. Just if I didn't have to travel to Texas, maybe someday. I'm just kind of in a anti-fly mode. But we did just decide to go on another Alaska cruise. We did not go last year, and we are going in August, and I'm going to take you guys with me. It's going to be really fun. I'm going to let you see the cruise ship, what it's like, what's going on. We just go and relax, really. But I'm going to show you the pools, and I'll do a live from there. I'll bring some content. I guess, the thing is, you guys, I can't focus on too many subjects at once. Otherwise, it starts to make me a little crazy. So Delphi went on the back seat. You have Bucky's in Georgia, Nicole. Bucky's nearest location is Indiana. To Indiana is Kentucky. Wow. Well, so Texas all the way up to Kentucky and then, Georgia, did they love it? You know what? People who cruise, because I watch a lot of cruise videos, doesn't matter where they go, most people say that the Alaska cruise is their favorite. It's just, you know, I mean, we're not the type to get all dressed up. That's not my favorite thing to do. I wanna be around the pool. The last time we went, um, there's an adult pool, and we now when you're out at sea, I don't know, we we did not go to the pool when we're at sea. This time, I'm doing everything. My husband will be very happy. The very first time we went was COVID. My mom had just passed away, and I was kinda depressed, and I got seasick. I didn't know about the patch, which I use now, the seasickness patch, which works great. But I heard the dog again, kinda crying. That's giving me a panic attack. Um, but it might not have been her. She should be in the house by now. Um, yeah, I was so sick I could hardly eat. The last time we went, I was much more adventuresome. We went on some excursions, and that was fun. This time, though, I mean, but I still didn't do a whole lot around the ship. Now, the see the okay, we get free cruises. They're not really free, but they are very discounted because we play in the casino. So I knew this before we took our first casino cruise because I know people who play in local casinos and get cruise offers from playing in, brick and mortar casinos near where they live. And so we went on the cruise and we actually, the first time we went, we did a last minute deal. And they have these, like, so most people book when you go on a cruise, like when we go in August, they're going to try to book us for another cruise. It's just, you don't have to. They'll put a thing in your room and say, "Oh, you qualified for a free cruise. Come sign up." A casino with your casino play, they say. And we don't do it, but it always extends beyond the cruise ship. So we don't use our time on the ship to go do that. We go home. We have a At first we thought, well, we have a few weeks. It says it's going to expire. Well, we still get cruise offers. We haven't been on a cruise in 2 years. We still get offers. So what they do is they give us the free interior stateroom and you pay the port taxes. So it might be $300. If we want to stay in an interior room, we could go for $300 per person for a whole week to Alaska and back. So, but we like to get the balcony room. So, but we're still getting a discount off what the retail rate of that would be. And the first time we went, we did a last minute deal. And the last minute deal, we paid $2,400 for two of us to take an Alaska cruise for a whole week. And the other day I booked one, which is incredible because if you got to remember all your food's included. You don't need a car. You're getting away. You're going, and Alaska is just so peaceful and um yeah. So something to check out. Now you guys all live in much better places than I do. I live in a place where we don't go very many places by cruise ship, sadly. Although they have a cruise and I could go from I'm gonna say Seattle. I don't live in Seattle, but I could get to Seattle, and I could go from Seattle to Japan, and it's a 30-day nonstop cruise for like $600. And I want to go on that so bad, but I don't know if my husband could handle a whole month at sea, and I don't know if I could either, but doesn't that sound amazing? Get off the boat and you're in Japan. Jeez. And I don't know why it's so cheap. It just is. But they sell out, you know? Mm. Our cruises have always been a week, and I really wanted it a longer because some Alaska cruises, yeah, it's crazy because people come from all over the world and they drive in or fly into Seattle to go on Alaska cruise. Um, yeah, but you guys like Florida has amazing, you Texas, anybody who has a waterway that goes to the ocean, you guys know you've got cruise ports. I know it seems like a long time, and then you don't know really what it's like at open sea because Alaska follows kind of follows there. You don't if you look at it at how an itinerary, like, go on to princesscruises.com, which is where we go. Oh, and also, once you've cruised, they give you better deals every time. So so this would be our and one time they gave us our first cruise was number 1. The second cruise, they gave us 2 cruise credits, so that now we had 3 cruise credits, like, we went on 3 cruises, but we only went on 2. This will be our 4th cruise, and you go and they have levels, like, we're at ruby level. So, the higher up you go I mean, there are people, once they start cruising, they just don't stop. It's you guys, it's the best vacation in the world. If you can get to a port I mean, Florida, Texas, where else? I mean, all over the place, then you can go all over, you know? I can't go from Seattle to, uh, Mexico. I don't know why. They now are starting to have some routes to LA and San Francisco. So you could take a cruise to LA or San Francisco, it takes like 3 days, and then you could get on a boat to one of those places and go all over Mexico and stuff. So, and get you all excited about cruises. My husband came in and at first it was like I'm like, "Oh, there's this, and we can get a mini suite for the same price we paid the last time for it's called a, deluxe deluxe balcony." So it's got a couch, so, some rooms only have beds, some have a couch and a bed, some have couch, bed, and deck. One time, our first cruise actually and, oh, there's so many different ways to kinda so I watch some c slot players who are living full-time on cruises just because of their slot play in the casino, and they're not big gamblers. It doesn't really work that way, especially with Princess, obviously, because, I mean, the amount of money we have spent in the casino compared to what they're giving us is not the same. So anyhow, and then they'll give you they'll be like players advantage, and they'll give you free money, like $200. So we are getting free play. I don't know why it didn't tell me how much free play. Last time we went, it was 200. I think we do anyway. It said that we did, but usually it would tell me. So, so there's a Lori. Wish I knew her name. I sub to this lady from America Quad. Did they go to Greece from the US? Oh yeah, the casino cruises, and they keep track of your points just like any other casino. So, um, but our first cruise was that last minute deal. So just for fun, if you were to go on to Princess, since I know Princess, and Princess, I like Princess. We're going on a brand new ship called the Star Princess. It's amazing. It's got 20 floors. It's very tall. I keep thinking, oh my God, is it tall and narrow? You know, are we going to be doing this? I hope not. But the Alaska cruise is very because you're following the land, you're never really out in the I mean, you are at times. I suppose there's some area where you're out in the open ocean. But yeah, what is that? Yes, PD 5150. What did I ask you? Oh yeah. Um there is a lady. She's a black lady. I can't think of her name right now. She retired, she sold her home, she got divorced, she sold all her stuff, and she's been living on the cruise ship for I think about a year and a half now. And it's all because of the casino cruises. So you'd still, like I say, have to pay port fees. And if you don't, there's you guys, my face is turning all red. I'm so sorry. What's going on? I'm getting tired. But if you don't mind the interior room, and everybody's different. Some people go on cruises and they just sleep in their room. And in reality, you really are you're not in your room as much as you think you're going to be. Because you can go up and there's so many places to sit and just people watch and eat all the time. And um, So some people just don't need a balcony deck. I personally love looking at the water. I grew up around water and I love the water. I love to swim. I'm not a great swimmer, but I love to be in the water and I do water walk when I'm See, what happened with me is my husband started using my car a year ago. So really for the last year, I mean, I've become kind of homebound and I've enjoyed it to be honest, but it's not that healthy for me. I need to be getting up and out of my house and at least going to my pool. That's all I really want to do. Get me to the pool. We got a pool right in town, 3 miles from my house. I could go to that pool and water walk. And that's what I used to do. And I have bad knees and it would be good for my knees. So, Quad, what do you mean PD5150? Is that the name of the channel? Oh, thank you, Critter. You're so sweet. Well, you guys, I have been on a journey and my faith in God has been renewed over the last few years. And I really feel like I'm just a vessel. And I did this through Delphi. I'm like, I just kind of followed God. I followed my heart. They say if you can follow your soul, you're just, I mean, that's amazing. And I'm really in tune to, my soul. And everything I did, I was like I was on autopilot. I don't even know how I did it. And I was like, you guys probably day and night and day, every single day, Delphi for the last year. And I have, when I first started my channel, that was what I was going to do. So I'm like, well, I have all this stuff. I might as well do something with it, right? Because I write stuff down. And then I started getting a little distracted. I got distracted. And I kind of got discouraged. And the community there, even though I think the people who've come here and the people, um, there's a lot of amazing people. Um, as far as the creators in the community there, first of all, no offense, please, to anyone, but there are so many men in the Delphi community, and I just really encourage women to. I mean, true crime is really most people who watch true crime are women. Why are there all these men? And then they're so negative and stuff? Mm. Yeah, I just grew up. We had a cabin on the Sound in Washington State. All right, it's out there. I'm in Washington State. Um, and my dad built this little A-frame cabin. I was just a little baby, and so we grew up going down to the beach and getting oysters and clams and building a fire and cooking our food on the fire and going up back up to the cabin and putting wood in the potbelly stove, and we had to bring our water in 10-gallon containers, and we had a little pump, a little well with a pump that was there when we bought the property. But it was just a little place to get the hell out of Dodge, according to my dad would say. I need to get the hell out of Dodge. And that's where we would go. And we got to take the ferry. So the whole experience, the ferry rides and the beach is just in me. And I didn't realize that for so many years. My dad died when I was 20. And at that point, before he died, he had moved to the ocean and lived right across the street from the ocean. And he could put his little dinghy in the water and go out and get crab. So we're like, this was before he died. He died very unexpectedly. He was only 50 and I was only 20. And my mom, they were divorced. And my mom said, well, you guys really aren't going to the cabin anymore. What do you think? Somebody wants to buy it. And we're like, yeah, we don't care. We're going to dad's. He's got all the crab. Well, then my dad died. Then we didn't have the crab. Well, not just the crab, but the whole experience of being at the beach, and with him, you know, he was the life of this very much alive. And then we didn't have our cabin. So we spent all these years. Well, then my mom bought a condominium at another beach, at an ocean in Washington State. And that became the place that we would go. And she passed away. It became my mom, mine, my brother and sister, and my husband and I. ended up paying my brother and sister for it so we could have it for our kids. So it's still in our family, and my kids and all my grandkids are going to grow up going there too. So it's just in my blood. It's just in my blood. And I didn't know that for a really long time. We kind of forget as we're growing up and living life and being a young adult and then a medium adult, middle-aged adult, you kind of, you're like, all of a sudden you're like, there's something missing, and I didn't even know what it was, you know? Oh, I know. I told my husband last year, Gretchen's saying she had a small pool perfect for her to float in. I have a friend who does that. She's got just the above ground pool in her yard, and she's in that pool. And this is not Washington State is not a place that is sunny all the time. But when our summers over the last 10 years, I feel like the weather's changing. California's getting more rain and we're getting more sun. Our summers can get hot and dry. So I did tell my husband last year, I want an above ground pool. And I was looking at the ones that you can buy. There's a company online that you can buy them from, and um, they aren't as much as an in-ground pool, and what a hassle that would be. But um, he says, "Well, I'm not even sure because we've been working on our yard, trying to get it ready for just, it got kind of ignored for a few years, and now we've been working hard on making it nice, just re-landscaping." Yeah, just float. I mean, I also grew up where I lived growing up, and my mom lived there till she died just a few years ago, was near a lake. And as kids, we went there as a family. And then as junior high and high school, that was the place to go. And it wasn't that far away. I mean, you did have to drive. I could ride my bike. I did ride my bike there one time, but it was down a hill and then back up a hill. But that's where we went. So, and we swam in the lake. So yeah, water's just a part of my life. I'm glad I remembered it. I'm glad I remembered it. And I really, there was a while there where it was like, I really need that in my life. This is healing for me. I need this. Number one, it's good for your body, even to water walk, because I'm not a great swimmer. I'm not going to drown, but I'm not a great swimmer. I am not somebody who can breathe the way Libby and Kelsey swam the way Libby swam, holding your breath, and using the right strokes and all that. In July 2013, I spent 5 days in Vancouver, Washington, in a hotel by myself. Shops in walking distance. I enjoyed the weather. That's what Claude said. Yes, beautiful. It's funny, Washington has two Vancouvers. Well, not really, but we have Vancouver, Washington, which is on the border of Oregon. But then we have Vancouver, Canada, which is up north Washington. You do have to go into Canada, but it's always like, which Vancouver are you talking about? I'm assuming you're talking about Vancouver, Washington. It is a beautiful area. We do have we have Lake Washington. We have so many lakes. Washington's a beautiful state. It is. I mean, especially, you know, one of my cousins, and was really close to all my relatives growing up on my mom's side. And one of my cousins has been living in Arizona for the last 10 years. And I'm like, now that I've been imagining him because every time he puts a photo on, yeah, Oregon oh yeah, Oregon has beautiful beaches. We used to vacation at Seaside and with our kids when they were little. But my cousin, he always shows these beautiful photos of him on a golf course and stuff. Everything I'm seeing on the Nancy Guthrie is just this